Hello, you guys, and welcome back to the Two Best Friends podcast.
Happy Friday.
We're working on remembering to say Friday as listening, but today we're going to be catching up and talking about friendships.
Very exciting, lots of
Things.
insight to share
Yeah.
over the years of just meeting people and
Yeah.
going through it together.
Yeah.
As always.
We'll talk about that, but there obviously will be a lot more episodes on this because there's so much that goes into making friends, keeping friends, and everything like that. So before we get into all of that fun stuff, how was your week?
It was good. This week was more of a chill week for me, I would say. I can't believe tomorrow is August 1st.
I know.
Just crazy. The days go by so fast and the weeks just I don't know where they go.
Yeah, I know.
What is happening? How is it literally August? I feel like yesterday was the New Year.
I know.
It's insane.
The whole year is just flying by.
I know.
But it's good, though. A lot of good has come with it.
I think this time of our lives are just very quick moving, because you're transitioned through so many phases of life, and then before you know it, you're like, wait, how am I 30? We're gonna look back on this and be like,
I feel like a baby, so I'm trying to stay.
I do and I don't. I feel like mentally, I'm
kind of wanting to not grow up still. I really am liking just being 23 right now. I won't lie.
Yeah, 23 was a good year for me.
It was pretty good. So I think there was a lot of, again, this was a huge year of transformation. So I feel like it's been fun. So I don't really want to get out of it.
But
there's more.
The older, wiser, hotter.
Yeah, there's better to come.
There's the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So that's good. But as you know, these weeks are just boring though. We're just working and doing the normal things. So there's really not much to.
But before you know it, you're gonna be in those big phases of life. You're getting married and having.
There's so much to talk about, and
we have it pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes it isn't.
Bad days and good.
We do.
Yeah.
Always just being I guess grounded in where you are.
Yeah.
Try to at least just appreciate where you are and
live in the moment.
Oh, I'm not good at that.
Me either.
We're trying to get better.
Yeah. That's the one thing I've been working on this past year. I think I've been getting much better with it.
Yeah.
I don't stress too much about the future anymore. Like I said, I want to stay 23.
So 23 forever.
Yeah. Cool. Well, anything else? Is that really just that I don't really have much to touch on for this past week? Nothing what's happened.
Yeah, I don't either. I've just been I have been watching the Olympics a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I love the Olympics.
Yeah, I watched the gymnastics. Yes, Simone Biles. It was amazing.
Slay.
She killed it. They all killed it. They all got gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
I just love watching
And did you see the women's rugby?
Yes.
First gold medal.
Yes.
Bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their first one ever.
That's insane. I love that one girl. I don't know her name. It's Alana or something. You probably know who I'm talking about if anyone's listening. But she is just a boss. She's a bee. She's 5'10", 200 something pounds, and she wears red lipstick when she plays.
Oh, so I know you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, you said the red lipstick. And
yes,
I know.
She is fucking awesome. I love her.
Yes.
That's a slut.
It's honestly, and the men's gymnastics team won bronze.
Oh, yeah.
Which they haven't won in that sport in a long time. So
fun.
Slay you guys.
Love that for us. Probably because we're in the United States.
I know, right? It's their gold medals is technically ours, right?
Technically, right? Represent. Have you been watching The Bachelorette?
No.
Yeah, I haven't
This is
either.
the first season I haven't watched in years.
And I always say I only watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette because I just get FOMO. I don't watch it because I want to watch it. I watch it because everyone else is. And this is the first season where I'm not watching it and I have major FOMO.
Yeah. I see clips here and there of it, but I just I watched the first episode and I like The Bachelor a lot more because I like the girls, watching the girls. And just that whole scene is more up my alley. But I don't know, The Bachelorette, I just can't.
Did you see this week's episode, that guy that she went on a date with, and they were on, I don't even know, they're high up somewhere, and he wanted to do jump off of something, and she was saying I'm afraid of heights, and he was making her feel saying that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude, that's people were this is the most red flag thing you could possibly, deathly afraid to.
Couldn't believe it. I was who do you think you are?
I don't know.
He's I want someone that wants to do those things with me. I'm
okay, then I'm not your girl.
Sir, why are you here then?
I would have been you can leave.
You're on a one-on-one date with the Bachelorette.
No.
You're setting the fucking standards right
Sorry, but you don't yeah, exactly like you said, who are you?
Great. And then also, a side note too, I'm pretty sure her ex-boyfriend came on the show.
I saw a preview for that.
Yeah. So I kind of regret not watching the season. Maybe I'll pick up watching it. I don't know. It's just not my favorite. So I just haven't committed to it every week. but I just keep seeing clips. So
I know they're everywhere. I do miss watching them in college with you because that was like our
fun to
activity.
watch with someone.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing, and that's why people enjoy to do it. It's like meeting with your girlfriends once a week.
Yeah.
That's the fun.
People literally have like
Watch parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll get like the charcuterie boys. They'll find like that.
wine. We used to have a glass of wine every night. I'm pretty sure. I just like comment the entire show.
That's the best part. Just like shit talking back and forth about it.
I know. I'm just like the cringe.
I know, it's so cringy. It's so cringy. But that's what makes good TV is cringy.
Yeah, and it's just mindless too. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
It's just like you laugh and
Shut your brain off at the end of the day and just watch these people be idiots.
You're right, and suddenly being single isn't so bad, right?
Right. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That was that. I was just like, whoa, when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's like honestly, you could probably pick up like half.
I probably could. I might. So
Yeah.
and we'll see.
It's not horrible, but
See.
anyways, I guess we will get into our pit and peak for the week before we get into what we're actually here to talk about today. So if you want to go first, your pit and your peak.
Yeah, my pit from this past week was the dentist. I hate the dentist. I've hated it since I was a child. I've had braces twice. It's not a fun time. I've had multiple cavities. If you guys know what it feels like to get a cavity filled. So I just have PTSD. So every time I go to the dentist, it just ruins my entire week. So that's kind of what I've dealt with last week. And then my peak is Olipop cocktails. I made a really good one the other day. It was just a lemon lime Olipop with Deep Eddies, lemon vodka, and then Tito's. Pretty strong, but like it tastes so good because I love Olipops, and it's just a good balance of like health and not so healthy things. So that was my peak. How about you?
Slay. We gotta try that.
I know we need to make
We're
that.
gonna have it today, but
Yeah,
things just
so good.
we didn't get there. So next time. But I would say my peak probably was trying that new Celsius. It was like the strawberry kiwi one, and I just was brought back to my childhood in 4 seconds because I used to drink strawberry kiwi juice boxes all the time. Like that was just my water when I was a kid. So it brought me back. It was like a little bit of nostalgia. It was so good. I will only be drinking that from now on.
It's the best one so far that I've had.
So good. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then I would say my pit was probably tweaking my back for literally no reason. I was just walking and my back was like, not today. And I was like,
You know, your pit last week too was like falling.
I know, like, what is going on with
Are
me?
you clumsy?
Yeah, I am.
You are clumsy.
I am.
I just wanted to hear it from you.
Like, pretty sure my mom used to call me like Grace or something, like as a joke, because I'm not graceful at all.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Someone's
I was like, wait, what does that mean? But that's funny.
like, that's like a running thing.
Well, let's try to stay on our feet moving into this week.
I know, hopefully next week my pit is not something involving like an injury or just like me possibly
Being alive. Seriously.
I need to just like, I don't know what's going on.
Slow down a bit.
Slow it down is right. Slow down.
Gosh.
But yeah, we're all good. So
Love that for you.
yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll get into today's topic, which, like we said, is just friendships. And there's so much to talk about this. So we're going to try to be concise so we can kind of focus on one part of friendships as a whole. So we said we were just going to talk about like friendship breakups, right? Like going through breaking up with friends, because I swear that's just as hard as going through a relationship.
It really, really is.
So
It's a different
been through
part,
it all.
but it still sucks. And like, again, like the whole, like, it's very true when people say like it's the whole grieving of like somebody being alive. Like you do over the years develop like really close relationships with people, and they know like everything about you, and then suddenly you guys are strangers, and it really is like an actual breakup.
It really is. And especially if you like when you have a lot of history with someone too.
The hardest thing for me is like the Snapchat memories and stuff over the years that like compile, and you're like, oh, like look at like all these times you had with this person, or like just certain phases of life that you went through together, like when you guys were kids or whatever it is. Like it's a hard thing to like deal with. I would say.
In terms of friendship breakups, like what's the hardest thing for you? Like kind of like figuring that out, or like healing from them, I guess, like after that, the aftermath.
I would say, well, I'm not a confrontational person at all. So like, I don't like to have like arguments or even like bring things up to people. Like I really struggle with like not communicating. Like I think I'm a good communicator, but I think like having like tough conversations that I have to initiate is really hard for me. So when it comes to like those types of either the lack of that, or like having to do that in general is like really hard. And then like almost like you said, kind of I think the worst is like the aftermath of it, because certain people become so like ingrained in your life, and then you have to like learn how to not have them there anymore. And that's tough, because I think like, I don't know, I think you don't make friends with the intention of like not being friends with them.
Right.
So like when you become friends, you're like, you kind of just expect them to be there.
Yeah.
And then they're not, because obviously not everyone in your life is going to be there for the rest of your life. But it's weird to like go through that process of like literally breaking up.
Yeah, and we heard that so many times. You don't think that. Because again, you don't go into any friendship or any relationship thinking you're gonna not be friends. So you go like, oh my God, no, what are you talking about? We're gonna be sisters and like get married and all be each other's bridesmaids.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people tell you. And it really unfortunately does happen. You know, we've gone through things like that with our friendships down the road, just like people growing up and moving away, you know, and just becoming a different person. And then you just like don't align. It's again, same thing with relationships. Some people just grow apart. And as you're growing up, they're growing up, and then you guys aren't like having the same common ground anymore, and the friendship just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really hard again, like she said, it's just like, how do you manage that afterwards? Like, you had all this time together and you guys were so close, but then like now you don't have that person. How do you like keep going? I don't know. It's tough because I mean, we've had really great friendships, but it wasn't so much the people the whole time. Like, it was just like different parts of our life. Like, everyone's just doing something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's hard to accept too, because sometimes when you don't have like a reason for some things too, that's even harder. It's like, oh, like they're not really a bad person. It's just like they're either in this part of their life. I'm not really doing that. Doesn't
Yeah,
really
you just let grow them.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's completely normal and natural. I would much rather have like 2 ride or dies
Yes.
than like 10 people that I'm acquaintances with that I believe that are close with me, but like don't actually care.
And that was the hardest thing for me growing up, because I have always been someone that had multiple friends, multiple friend groups since junior high.
Yeah.
I had so many different types of friends. I was such an extrovert, and it was so easy for me to make friends. And then as I like graduated high school, went off to college, you know, you're in a new part of your life now, and you're kind of figuring out who you are and what you want to do for the rest of your life. And I just found myself becoming more introverted and not really putting myself out there as much, which really sucks because, again, I was so used to making so many friends. You don't need to have the big friend group. Maybe like right now, just having a couple people in your life that you check in with is going to make you feel good and make you happy. And that's kind of what I did. And I kind of like having a smaller circle coming from having such a big circle, even though there are, you know, times Kylie and I would be like, oh my God, how fun would this be to have like a whole girl group?
Yeah.
But like, it's better to not force that, because that's how it would feel if we did. I feel like, you know, we did try to go out with a bunch of girls or a bunch of random friends, it would just feel forced.
And I think some people, like, we're not saying, by the way, that like you have to have like 2 people in your life.
No.
You like love that like environment of having like 10 or 12 girls around you, like do what, like, obviously that our situation is not applicable to everybody.
Yeah.
But we're just speaking from like our experience and like how we have moved through the years of like different friendships, or just like meeting people in like college, and like even even out of college, I would say too. But like, it's just our experience is obviously very like unique to us. So in no way are we saying like we're not.
But I know there are people out there that like feel that way, because we feel that way, where like we feel like we need to have we want a big friend group. Like, who doesn't want to like have those girl trips and have those girl dinners? Like, of course that looks so fun, and it's always great to have so many people around you. But like, sometimes that not everyone has that many friends, and that's okay. Like, I feel like sometimes I used to beat myself up, be like, I don't have all these girlfriends. Like, what does that say about me?
Yeah.
But then it's like, I shouldn't blame myself, because I'm able to, you know, I've had a best friend for 15 years. Like, that's a flex. Like, not a lot of people can say that. And again, this is not to say, like, if you have a bunch of friends or a best friend that you just met a year ago, that's not just as good.
Right.
It is. But I'm saying, like, it helps me. And for someone that's also in our position, like, make you feel a little bit better. Like, it's okay. Like, everyone, like we keep saying with every episode, is just doing their own thing and what feels good for you. And I feel like having girlfriends is really nice, but if you don't, that doesn't mean that you're like, you should beat yourself up over that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, how would you, like, what's your advice on like not taking it personal that you grow out of people, or like not letting it like affect your image of yourself?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I do sometimes, or I did a lot. I feel like, especially in college, just growing out of friendships and everyone just not being in the same spot either anymore. I just, you think people don't like you anymore. Like, that's like my toxic trait is thinking people don't like me. And that's so silly because there are times where I'll catch up with people from high school out of the blue where they'll like slide up on something or I'll send a memory. And I thought that maybe we don't talk in the last like 7 years. I'm like, oh my God, they must hate me or something. But in reality, it's just like time passes. They're in their own world. I'm in my own world. But then we can like catch up and it's like, oh, that's nice. Like, if I love when you see old friend or like old acquaintances and you can like say hello. Nothing bothers me more than when you see someone that you have talked to before in the past in public and they just disregard you. It's like, we're adults. Let's just say hello in passing. So that makes it feel better. But there are times where I'm just like, everyone hates me.
That's also my toxic trait. Like, no, this is actually so bad. I think that everybody hates me.
And this is why we probably struggle with having friends.
Like, I could literally never have met the person before and I'm like, they hate me. Like, I don't know why I think that way, but I do. Like, I've always had, like, I don't know why. It's like, unless...
Yeah, because people just have such wrong expectations.
Yeah.
Like, who we are.
But it's like, I don't know if it's like a confidence thing within me where I'm like, oh, like, I'm not outgoing enough for this person to like me, or I'm not like, I don't have enough in common, or I'm not like that's pretty enough, or like, I don't know. I just like think these things in my head and it's like, I gotta stop because
it's the confidence thing for sure.
It's horrible.
Like I said, I used to be so extroverted, and I think when you go from being an extrovert to an introvert, that knocks your confidence so much because now I'm like, how was I able to talk to everyone? And I was someone for everyone. Like, everyone seemed to kind of be able to chat back to me, and now I can't even have a conversation with a stranger.
But I think you think that you're a lot more introverted than you really are.
I know, but that's because I used to be so much, maybe because I had so many friends before.
Yeah, but you can talk to anybody, really.
I can, but I
think in social situations where it's just the two of us, like, you definitely take the reins, and then I'm like, okay, I can warm up to you.
But then with more like extroverted people,
you kind of go to them,
yeah. So I get extroverted, introvert.
Yeah, you're like in the middle somewhere.
But I think it was just a hard transition for me from like how much we used to do in high school, how many people we used to talk to, and then you go to college and I'm like, I can't even like try to be friends with the person next to me in class.
Well, my friends that I made in college, I did not like initiate.
Yeah.
Like, they all came to me.
Yeah.
Which is
Kylie's very approachable.
No,
I always tell her this. And again, this is my confidence issue. I think I am the least approachable person, which don't say that I'm not, because everyone in my life says that I am not approachable. I don't know what it is. It's probably my resting bitch face, but
I have that too.
But Kylie, you have like some aura to you where like you walk in a room and everyone feels like they can just like vent.
People really vent a lot. Like, it's, again, I think we've touched on this a little bit, but it like, people do, which makes me happy. Like, that boosts my confidence because I'm like, okay, there's nothing wrong with me to where people don't want to like come up and talk to me, or like I can have like relationships with like new people that I don't know. And so making friends is a little bit easier that way, I guess, because like I said, none of the people that I talked to out of college still to this day I approached first.
Yeah.
Like, they all just kind of gravitated to me. So, like, in that way, but it's like, it's not like people come, like, running up to me in the gym. Like, I have, like, you know what I mean? It's just, like, kind of those chance encounters where people, because it's really hard to make friends in college, like, especially when you're, like, new at a school, like, you're just sitting in class in a lecture hall, like, looking around to a bunch of, like, 100 strangers, and you're like, okay, I need a friend in this class. But also, like, college was easier for me because my major, like, you had to make friends in order to pass these classes. Like, there was no way you were going to be able to pass with just yourself. So like, study groups, or like just like mingling with people in class that you can count on for like answers. Like, I tell you how many times I sent answers to people or they send me stuff and I'm like,
simply could not relate to that, because I remember telling Kylie on the first day. This is like so fucking sad, but it's funny. The first day of senior year, I remember I came home. There was a class where, obviously it's the first day of class, you don't have like assigned seats in college. You go sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm always early to every class, so I would sit down. I was like 10 minutes early. I'm sitting in my seat. Literally everyone is like in a different seat away from me. Like, I sat on the edge of the table, and so there's like all the seats on my left, and literally everyone sat at a different chair besides the one next to me until it was like the last kid in class. And that was the last seat available. you know what that fucking does to your confidence and
I know.
your ego?
Well, Tom, she was like, I tried to make friends, but like they just like left.
Yeah, and again, like that's also my fault too because I can make more of an effort. But again, I was the first one there, so I was sitting in the first seat. But that's my problem is like I'm like no one wants to approach me, but also I'm not approaching people, so it's like a two-way street.
Yeah.
But that was just really funny. So if that's you, don't worry. You know, it's hard to be unapproachable.
Dude,
Deal with that.
I know. Is it harder to be unapproachable or approachable? I don't even know these days anymore.
I don't know.
It's just like,
I wish it was easier to make friends, but that'll be a different episode to talk about like how to make friends. Because I feel like, I mean, I guess I can't even fucking give advice on that since I can't make a fucking friend to save my life either. So never mind.
dude, I don't know. Like, I think, like, honestly, I think making friends is less about what you give off and more about by chance running into the right person that, like, perceives the level of effort that you give off and also reciprocates it. Because, like, I've also had friends in college where, like, you are friends for, like, a short period of time
Yeah, like school friends.
and you never talk again. And it's like, so I'll just give an example. I was friends with somebody in college for like
Here.
maybe like 4 months, 4 months to 6 months, I would say. And then I met somebody else like that same year. So Gina and I got to ISU on campus in 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. So our beginning of junior year. So we didn't really know anybody, which is a little bit ironic because we thought we would see everyone from our area at our college because a lot of people from our area go to ISU,
Yeah.
but we didn't. And so we kind of had to make like new friends that way, like in classes and stuff like that. And I met somebody like the first day of junior year and we were friends for the entire, actually no, senior year. We were friends for the entire senior year. And now we still like text each other like periodically and we'll FaceTime to catch up. So you have that relationship versus someone that you talk to all of the time and think that you're going to be friends with like after the fact and hang out like after outside of college that you never speak to again. Those are the kinds of things that like I just genuinely like don't understand.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Because that takes like a special, like I said, person where it's like the effort that you give off is reciprocated by them, but also like they are continuously reaching out to you and like checking in on you because that's huge. Like checking on your friends. Like there are people.
Effort.
Exactly. And it's like effort is a two-way street. Like that's why I hate when people are like, oh, well, you never reach out. It's like, well, how about you reach out? You can reach out too.
I think that's also, yeah, that's why we're able to be friends.
Yeah.
Because people suck at like actually making the effort. Like again, it's a tit for tat fucking situation.
Yeah.
But of course, we're going to react the same way. Like if you're not reaching out to us, then we're going to pull back because I guess maybe the other person could think the same way. But it's just so annoying, those friendships where you have to have that tit for tat. It's like, oh, but you didn't reach out. Oh, but you didn't reach out. It's like, okay, why are we doing this?
I am like such
That's hard.
well, yeah, it should not be that hard. But again, that's like a friendship where it's not that hard. That was like meant to be.
Yeah.
The things that you have to force in life are just not meant to be, period. Like whether it's a best friend, a boyfriend, like a family member, like whoever it is, if it's constantly forced
Yeah.
and it's always confusing, like what's going on, I can't make plans with this person, then it just simply was not meant for you. It was not given to you from God or the universe, whatever you want to think.
Yeah.
And so that's why I don't have like a problem anymore, like pulling back with people, because I'm like, why are you wasting your time on somebody that literally does not give a crap about you? And like I said, I'm very like, what's the word, reciprocal, like whatever that word is. Like I will drop everything and give you the shirt off my back if you do it for me. If it's not that way, then I will match your energy. Like it's not
that way though. Like I'll do it even if you don't do it.
so that I can't, because that's draining for me.
Yeah.
And I've done that in the past and it has gotten me nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to like actually take the step back because why should you have to like change your heart for somebody? Like I think like that's not a bad thing, but it's always about like finding your like good qualities and traits and then like not letting those become tainted over time from lack of friendship or like broken friendships, you know what I mean? But it's hard. I mean, it's hard and like it's definitely like not a fun experience to have to like deal with that, especially like Gina said, like when you imagine yourself being best friends with these people for the rest of your life, like it's tough. And I think just like growing up is like really hard in general.
But then also like to bounce off of that is just like everyone serves a purpose like in different parts of your life. And I think that's also okay. I think everyone can kind of if it works and it was like not toxic, like and they were just there for that part of your life, and that's fine. I think that is an okay way to like close a chapter and feel kind of I don't know, not no like animosity towards the person.
No, and that's like the thing too. When you grow up, I feel like it's really rare that you have situations where you're like, oh, F you, F that, like
Yeah.
you be or like backstabbed or something. It's more of just like when you get older into your 20s and you start breaking friendships off, it's more of just like this like mutual thing where I don't hate you, you don't hate me. We're just not like compatible as friends, and like that's literally okay. Like again, it shouldn't be forced. And if it's almost too hard, because people are always like, oh, it's really hard to like see each other when you're older and make plans when you become an adult, like it's really hard. But I think to an extent that's true. I don't fully believe that statement, because we have no problem doing that.
Right. And I'm busy as fuck. I have a boyfriend I see. I have family I see.
Yeah.
You have family to see, but we make do.
Yeah.
Like you make
If
the
you want,
time.
if they wanted to, they would.
Always.
That's just the most true statement ever.
Exactly.
And like you can always tell, like there are just some people too that you don't speak to for long, long periods of time, where you guys can text each other once a year and get together. And those are the friendships that are like just, those are rare.
Yeah, those are special though.
Those are special.
Because
Like,
that's how you know they're a real one. That's how you know they truly love you, because even with so much time passing and so many other life things happening, they still like love you, and you still feel that love even if you don't talk all the time.
right.
And that's special. So how do you know when to like step away from a friend? Because I feel like you're much better at this than me, because like I said, I care too much and I don't want to upset people, so I tend to just like deal with it. But how do you step away?
I would say honestly that you just have to know your worth. Like I've never struggled with that in terms of people. Like I know what I deserve and I know what I give. And so when it comes to like moving on from friendships, it's more of just like I deserve more, and I know that I love this person, but if they don't love me back, why would I continue to pour myself into them?
Yeah.
And so when it comes to that, it's like, okay, like you just kind of, it sucks, which is like very weird for me, because I do have a very big heart, and I do
Yeah.
like even the people that like you're no longer friends with, like you still love them and you would still do anything for them, or at least that's how I am. Like if anyone needed anything, I'm there for you. Like once you have that bond with somebody, it doesn't just go away. Like God forbid anything happen, like I'm the type of person that would still be there for you, even if time has passed and even if we don't really like know each other anymore. But like in the moment, I don't know, you can kind of just feel when things are not what they used to be.
Yeah.
And I just have to like sit and think about it. I'm very like analytical, and like you know this about me. I'm very like logistical with things. So I'm always, my wheels are always spinning up here, even though I wish they weren't. And so like when it doesn't feel right, it's probably not right.
Yeah.
Trust your intuition, trust your gut. Have like make an effort to have that conversation, so you know for sure, because you don't want to like ghost somebody, or like just you guys are on completely different pages where one person's like, oh, I thought we were fine, and the other person's like, no, it's not fine, like something is weird here type deal. And so that's where it's important to have the conversation with them and like really make sure you guys are on the same page before you like move away from them. But
I think too, like the biggest thing you can look at is energy drainers.
yes,
If you leave,
that's very true.
even if it's like you've been friends with them for years, like we keep talking about, like people change, right? And say every time you hang out with this person, you are absolutely drained mentally. It's just that could be an indicator, like, hey, it's not your person anymore.
So true.
Because I cannot do hangouts where I leave that hangout and like exhausted.
I know.
Or when you anticipate being exhausted, where you're like, I don't know what we're going to talk about, or it's just like awkward silence. I feel like this energy's off. Like, again, with getting older, it's just we don't have time for that.
No.
We want to be able to like have uplifting conversations and fun times, because everything in our life is getting more and more stressful with growing up. And, I just, energy drainers, can't do it.
I cannot tell you how many times I've had situations like that where you're literally, the worst is when you're like actively hanging with them and you're actively thinking about how draining it is to have a conversation with them. Like, I can't think of anything worse than that. Like,
I just hate when you can't just sit in silence with some people when you just know.
Yeah.
Like, Kylie and I can sit together in silence sometimes, and it's just like, fine. Like, it's not weird.
No.
Whereas there's some people where I've hung out with, I'm like, oh my God.
like if it's silent, you're like, your bones and your body, your skin is crawling. You're like, oh my God, this is so awkward. Like, I can't deal with it.
I don't like that.
I know. And then you're like, oh my God, the sky's blue. Like,
well, because I am so bad with awkward silence. anytime we're somewhere with people or there's something awkward going on, like someone's fighting low key, I will say something out loud or make a noise because I cannot do the awkward silence.
Guys, there's been times in the past where like Gina and I have been in these situations together and it's just really weird. And just like everyone's quiet and out of the blue, she'll just be like, "So, how's everyone's day?"
That's my go-to.
I will.
Every time,
You guys, that's happened so many
I
times. Like,
cannot do it. It physically, like, I want to, like, my skin, like, crawl out of my skin. It's just bad.
but I think that's like a really important thing. Like I've too like learning how to exist in silence. Like I've like in my health coaching even they talk about like the power of like being comfortable in uncomfortable silent situations with clients and stuff. Like how to like not break that barrier of like, okay, I'm gonna talk so it's not weird for you. It's like let them talk
Yeah.
themselves and like let them like they will eventually speak, but you have to like hold out in that situation and not because I'm really bad. I always speak for people.
Yeah.
I always do this, and it's like one of my least favorite things that I do. It's like if I'm having a more serious conversation with somebody and like they are either not giving what I want them to give or they don't know what to say, I'll start talking for them, and it's like Kylie, let them speak. Like
Yeah.
don't put like explanations or like answers in their head of like what you want to hear or like what you're expecting to hear. Like just let them have a thought. You know what I mean?
I know.
I always do that.
I always want to speak over people too, or like for people because I'm like, this is what my brain's thinking right now, and I have to say it because I'm like, it's just again taking too long. Sorry. I don't know. It just boils down to the awkward shit. Like I can't do it. But again, but the right people though, I can sit in silence with, and it's not awkward.
Mhm.
So that's kind of the point. It's just like finding the people that don't make you feel uncomfortable in those situations, because there's no point to drain your energy when you hang out with someone. You should be having a good time and feeling like you leave the hangout more energized. When I went on my trip and I visited a friend, we were actually having this conversation at dinner, and we were just like, you kind of know within like the first 10 minutes of a conversation or hang out with someone if they're gonna be a friend, if you know that they're going to serve you well, like good energy between both parties. And that is something you start to learn so much more as an adult, like meeting new people too.
Yep.
Within, like, again, you've said this before too, like you'll know in like the first 5 minutes.
It's all about, in my opinion, it's all about finding people that add value to your life in some way, because when you get older, you start to be able to do things for yourself and you
Yeah.
start to like develop like mentally on your own. So you don't really need 10 people around you. Like you don't really need an outgoing friend or somebody that takes risks or somebody that's more quiet, because you eventually start to develop those characteristics on your own. And I saw somebody say like more of like a romantic relationship, not like a platonic relationship, but it still applies. Like they were saying basically how like I'm honestly like I'm old enough now where I can do everything I need to do on my own. Like unless you can add value to my life and give me something I can't give myself, then I don't want to be around you. And it's like that is so true.
So true.
Like
I agree
even
with
with
that.
like girls and like girlfriends, like if you don't add value to somebody's life in some way or another, like what is the point of having that relationship?
That's so true, because in college, you have like your going out friends. You
Yeah.
have the girls that you go to with, when you're crying, right? You have all these categories of friends, and that is a perfect way to put it. Like when you grow up, you don't need categories anymore. You shouldn't have to.
No.
That's a waste. But if you still do, like that's fine. Like you can have acquaintances, but not pouring so much energy into these people that are just your going out friends.
Right.
That's okay.
I was gonna say, like, not expecting more from people, except like again,
thing.
just
Yeah.
that you can't. Like, some people are just meant to be acquaintances. Like, there's no like best friendship, sisterhood relationship that is meant to come out of that. It's more just like, all right, when I'm ready to go to the bar one Friday night, I'm gonna hit you up and we're gonna go. And it's like you guys just both have that relationship or understanding of like that's what your relationship is, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, again, don't think that we're saying like that's a bad thing or like you shouldn't have those things, because like that's great. Like if you can separate like your people and
Yeah,
different
like your work friends, that's
exactly
too. Like people you hang out,
exactly
go to lunch with at work, but on the weekends you're not hitting those people.
right. Not everybody has to be like your backbone, and that's like totally okay. And I think that's the great thing. If you have that one person that is your backbone, like you're very lucky that you have found somebody that like serves that purpose in your life. But like being okay with other people just like being a mere acquaintance with you, or like
Yeah.
a work friend, or you see them at the gym and you guys work out together, or you guys are like internet friends, or like whatever it is. Like
Yeah.
it could be any category, but like just not, and then you upset yourself in that process because it's not meant to be more, but you're expecting more. Because I think me and Gina did that a lot.
Yes.
Like, again, my school friends, it's like we're just meant to be school friends. Like, I don't have to like be like upset about the fact that we're not friends in real life because we just weren't meant to be friends in real life, and that's okay.
Yeah, and that's boiling back down to the like having people for certain phases of your life, for certain areas of your life, and that isn't not to say that they're not a good person, just not your person.
Right.
That's okay. They just are kind of in your life in different aspects, but again, it just, when you grow up, and especially just for Kylie and I, like, again, we're speaking from us and from our experiences of that we've been through and how we feel right now, is that we don't feel the need to have multiple categories of friends. Like, I'm content with having Kylie be my home. Like, she's got everything that I want in a friend, in a person, and that's okay. And of course, I have other friends too that I can go to and stuff, but at the end of the day, like, I'm happy with not having different areas of friends. Like, I just like having
It's
my
way
friends.
too confusing too.
Right. Just like my
Like,
friends.
oh, I can like tell this person something, but I can't tell this person, or like, you know, like,
that's what you know, but
right. I personally can't do that. But like, if that's what you like to do, like, all the power to you. Me personally, I like to just have all my information stored in one area. I do, Jana. But like, I mean, it's I don't know. It's just it's whatever feels good for you.
where you're at in your life too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Because like 5 years ago, I would say that my thought process was different.
yeah, we felt that when we were like 4 years ago going into college too. Like, we were like, yeah, we got our workout friends, we got our friends that go out with us. We got, different type of people that we go to for like hangouts when we just want to watch TV. Like, we had all these categories, and like at the time, like, that was fine. We loved it.
Yeah.
But now we're just like, we don't need that.
Yeah, and obviously things change too. And like, you get in a relationship, like, or stay in a relationship with your best friend, so you're up like that in a guy form, then you have your girl best friend or girl best friends, whatever. But I don't know. I try not to like let things upset me when I don't have like 500 friends. It's like, if I can have a couple, like, on one hand, if I can count my close friends on one hand, I'm more than happy with that, because again, I would rather have a couple gems than like just a bunch of like, so
Yeah.
but again, it's all personal. We're not saying to like feel like, we don't want to make anybody feel bad about like we're doing it the right way. It's like everything is so unique to each person and each personality type and where you're at in your life. And of course, like, we're only 23, so we can only speak like at the very first half of our lives. Like, we don't even know. You don't even know the people you're gonna meet yet.
Right.
It's like,
I could have a huge girl group in a year. You don't know.
I wouldn't say a year. Let's be realistic here.
She's like, what the?
Maybe like 5. Maybe like 5 years.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't need it.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't. I got Kylie, and I'm good with that. Trust me.
Yes.
I only need Kylie and Kevin, just in case he gets mad.
In case he gets upset.
Yeah, I'll get upset. I'm sorry, Kev.
It's okay. This episode's about girls. So
yeah, this is for the girls. It's the girlies. It's for the girlies. I got like a really good topic out of this talk too, so I cannot wait to chat about it.
Oh, perfect. So I'm not creative, so anytime Gina has like stuff, I'm like, this is great, because
it just has to like pop up in conversation. But I don't know. That's like my gist on friendships and like what we went through in terms of like going through the breakups of friendships throughout the years. Do you have anything else to like go off of that, or any more advice that you have for people that are going through friendship breakups?
I don't think so. I think just like be confident in who you are and what you have to offer, and don't be like so upset, or like don't blame it on yourself or think less of yourself if like friendships break up over time. I know it's like very uncomfortable, but it's part of the human experience is to lose relationships. And like I said, we said multiple times, like, not everybody in your life is meant to last forever, so don't like dwell on it. Like, you will find your people, whatever that is, and interests change, friendships change, like all those types of things. Like, everything's always changing, so like you're gonna find people that are meant to be in your life. And if you can find a couple people that are meant to be in your life forever, that's amazing.
Yeah, just really like put all your love and effort into them. Like, I mean, that's the most special thing, is when you have that one or 1 to 2 people that are your go-tos. So just like love and nourish that.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. And if you want to be our friend, just let us know.
We are currently accepting friends right now. Please send us a DM if you're looking for a friend.
Wait, why is making girlfriends harder than being in a relationship though?
No.
Why is it harder to find a girl best friend than it is to find a boyfriend?
I don't know.
Like, why is that a thing?
I wish I knew. I'm trying to figure it
That
out.
is another concept that I cannot wrap my head
A
around.
whole nother topic.
Making girlfriends is the hardest thing ever. Why? Someone make it make sense.
I don't know.
If you have an answer, please DM me, guys. I would love to know.
let us know, because we're still a couple years in trying to figure it
We're
out.
trying to figure it out still. We have been for the past how long?
Since college.
Since we met each other?
True.
Like in elementary school, I'd say.
It's been 15 years in the making here.
I don't get it. I do not understand. It should be easier to make girlfriends than it is to find a man, but it's not.
Well, yeah. Well, there's also that, because where are you going to meet girlfriends? It's hard. That's the biggest question.
That's
where. I've tried the Bumble BFF. Very awkward. I've tried it. We could talk about that. Like, what, are you gonna go to the bar and like meet a girl?
No, because that's not way worse.
What you do? Like, gym, of course, but like people have their head down and they're just like trying to get to work.
Also, I feel like girls in the gym are so judgmental. Like,
Yes.
oh my God.
But see, like, people could totally say that about us too.
Yeah, but like it's not malicious.
No, I know.
Like that's an act.
But that's how every girl is thinking.
Right.
So it's hard because no one's gonna make the first move. That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, meeting girls is like flirting. It's like it is literally. Me and Kylie have done this before, where we have made the first move, quote unquote, where we're like going up to a girl in the gym and we're like, hey, like, what's your name? What's your number? Like, actually though, we have done that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it worked, but again, it's just hard to do that. It's hard to go up to people and just like put yourself out there.
It really is. And like
They look at you like,
I don't know, I can't deal with that. Like they're like, get away from me. I don't want to be like I'm not.
well, because there's times in the gym where I will like smile at a girl, or like if I like, or I'll like take my headphone off and I'll like be like, are you using this? Like, oh my God, I'm like laughing. Or of course, like the go-to, like in the bathroom, you're like, oh my God, I love your workout set. That's like the way to do it.
The amount of times I've thought about approaching a girl and be like, you look so good.
I always want to do it.
But I'm just afraid. Like, I'm so afraid.
I need to do it.
And that's why, like, the best compliments, too, like are from girls. Like, if a girl walks up to you in the gym and tells you look good,
oh my God,
that would make my day. If a guy came up to me in the gym and told me that, I'd be like, please get away from me.
That's all I want is a girl to compliment me.
I know, that's the best thing ever. Like, that's the best thing ever.
See, like, maybe we can challenge ourselves this week. Maybe that'll be a good thing, to challenge ourselves to go up to one person in the gym. That's a good challenge.
It really is, but like that scares me. But that I need to like, you gotta grow. You gotta like get out of your comfort zone.
That's why I can't talk to a stranger. Like, I'm scared to go up to a stranger and just be like, I love your workout set.
Like, shoot your shot.
That's basically it. We're basically.
I'm not good at shit. Actually, I kind of am good at shooting my shot.
Me too.
Let's be real here. I am very good at shooting my shot, you guys. Right? Gina can attest to that. I've shot my shot a couple of times and it has paid off.
I shot my shot and it swooshed.
Nothing but net.
Nothing but fucking net, baby. So ladies, shoot your fucking shot.
That's the moral of the story. Shoot your shot with the girls.
For the girls.
The girls. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I think on that note, I have like, I'm good. I had it all out.
We're going to talk about this so many more times because there's so much more to talk about. And there's other like little bits from the whole.
Yeah. We could always go on for longer, but we don't want to
bore you guys.
Yeah.
So I think that's all for this episode.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. So thanks for listening, and we will see you guys next time.